We have mapped mountains, deserts, cities, and even the surface of distant planets, yet beneath our feet lies world more alien than Mars, a world we have barely touched. The ocean covers more than 70% of this planet, and still we have explored less than 5% of it, meaning most of Earth remains hidden in darkness right now beneath miles of crushing pressure and eternal night. There are places where ships vanish without a trace, places where the sea glows like the stars, places so remote that the closest humans are not on land but floating in space above us. Scientists admit there are regions where maps and instruments fail and reality behaves in ways we still cannot explain. Some of these places have swallowed entire fleets. Others hide ecosystems that should not exist, and some challenge everything we think we know about nature, physics, and life itself. So the question is not what have we discovered, but what is waiting for us in the dark depths below. Tonight, we are diving into the deep black unknown, counting down 15 of the most mysterious places ever found in the ocean, places that remain unsolved, unexplained, and terrifying even to modern science. For centuries, sailors have whispered about a stretch of ocean where reality bends, a place where compasses spin, engines fail, and ships vanish without warning. This place is known as the Bermuda Triangle, located in the North Atlantic Ocean. This region forms a loose triangular shape between Miami, Bermuda, and San Juan, Puerto Rico. There are no official borders, no warning signs, no lines on a map, yet somehow the stories tied to this place refuse to fade from the moment humans began crossing oceans. The Bermuda Triangle started building its reputation, entire ships disappearing, aircraft losing contact mid-flight, crews gone without a single distress call, no wreckage, no survivors, just silence. What makes this even more unsettling is that many of these incidents happened under clear skies and calm seas. No storms, no visible danger, just normal journeys that never reached their destination. From a scientific perspective, the Bermuda Triangle is not officially recognized as a dangerous zone. Geologists describe it as a region influenced by powerful ocean currents, especially the Gulf Stream, a current so strong it can drag debris hundreds of miles from where an accident occurred. This could explain why wreckage is rarely found. The weather here can also change rapidly: sudden storms, towering waves, violent winds, all capable of overwhelming ships and aircraft. Yet, even these explanations fail to answer every question. Some pilots reported instruments malfunctioning, compasses pointing in impossible directions, clocks showing strange discrepancies, radio signals cutting out without explanation. Then there are the cases that defy logic entirely: ships found drifting with no crew aboard, food still on tables, cargo untouched, engines intact, as if everyone simply vanished at once. Because science does not yet have every answer, theories have filled the gaps. Some believe the area hides massive underwater methane gas pockets capable of sinking ships instantly. Others point to unusual magnetic anomalies that could interfere with navigation systems. And then there are the theories science refuses to touch: stories of alien abductions, time distortions, portals opening briefly in the sky or sea, allowing ships and planes to slip into another dimension. According to these ideas, the Bermuda Triangle is not a place but a doorway, a thin point between worlds where reality becomes unstable. One of the most famous incidents is Flight 19, U.S. Navy aircraft that vanished during a routine training mission. Experienced pilots clear instructions, yet all 5 planes disappeared. The rescue aircraft sent after them vanished too. No wreckage was ever found to this day. Official explanations remain incomplete. Some cases are explained, many are not, and new incidents still occur. Modern GPS technology has reduced navigation errors, yet strange reports continue. Unusual lights, sudden electronic failures, moments where pilots describe the sky looking wrong. The ocean here appears calm blue, inviting, but beneath that surface lies something we do not fully understand, whether the truth is natural or something far stranger. The Bermuda Triangle has earned its place as one of the most mysterious regions on Earth. Reminder that even with satellites and sonar, there are places where the ocean keeps its secrets. And as we move deeper into this countdown, remember, the Bermuda Triangle is only the beginning, because the deeper we go, the stranger the ocean becomes. In the middle of bright turquoise waters, there is a perfect circle of darkness. From above, it looks unreal, almost artificial. A massive blue eye staring back at the sky. This is known as the Great Blue Hole, located off the coast of Belize. This enormous underwater sinkhole sits inside the Lighthouse Reef, part of the Belize Barrier Reef System. A place so visually striking that it can be seen clearly from space. The Great Blue Hole is nearly 1,000 feet wide and over 400 feet deep. Its deep blue color sharply contrasts with the shallow waters around it, and that sudden shift is what makes it so unsettling at first glance. It looks calm, peaceful, almost inviting. But the deeper you go, the darker it becomes. Light fades, temperature drops, and the water turns heavy, and still scientists believe the Great Blue Hole was once a massive limestone cave system formed during the last ice age when sea levels were much lower. As the ice melted and oceans rose, the cave flooded eventually, collapsing and forming the sinkhole we see today. That is the official explanation. But even among scientists, there is debate. Because the structure of the hole is too perfect, too symmetrical, too precise. As divers descend, they encounter enormous stalactites, rock formations that should only form an air, proof that this place once existed above sea level. Some of these formations are tilted, as if something shifted violently long ago. Below a certain depth, oxygen disappears almost entirely, creating a toxic layer where nothing should survive. Yet beyond that point, the hole continues downward into darkness. This is where the mystery deepens. Very few divers are allowed to go that far, and those who do require advanced technical training, special equipment, careful planning, and strict permits. Inside the deeper sections, divers report strange sensations, disorientation, a feeling of being watched, sound behaving oddly, as if the water itself absorbs it. Some have claimed to see shadows moving where no life should exist. Others describe an overwhelming sense of pressure, not just physical, but mental. Marine life exists mainly near the rim: reef sharks, giant groupers, schools of fish circling the edge, but the deeper core remains almost lifeless. Almost. In 2018, a scientific expedition using submersibles discovered plastic waste at extreme depths, a chilling reminder that even the most remote places are not untouched yet. Despite modern exploration tools, much of the Blue Hole remains unmapped. Sonar scans reveal tunnels and caverns branching outward, possibly connecting to other underwater cave systems. Where do they lead? No one knows, because exploring them is incredibly dangerous. One wrong movement, one equipment failure, and escape becomes impossible. Some divers believe the Great Blue Hole is not just a sinkhole, but a gateway. A place where the ocean opens into something deeper, older, and far less understood. Its silence is unnatural, its depth deceptive. The deeper you go, the more the hole feels like it does not want to be explored, as if it is actively resisting intrusion. Today, the Great Blue Hole is considered one of the most mysterious dive sites on Earth, a place of beauty, danger, and unanswered questions. From above, it looks like paradise. From below, it feels like a descent into the unknown. And as we move on, remember, this hole is not the deepest place in the ocean. Not even close, because what lies ahead is far more unsettling. Beneath shallow, clear waters near the Bahamas lies something that should not exist. At first glance, it looks simple, just stones resting quietly on the ocean floor, but when seen from above, a pattern emerges: straight lines, sharp angles, carefully arranged blocks stretching forward like an ancient pathway disappearing into the sea. This formation is known as the Bimini Road. Located near North Bimini Island, this underwater structure sits just a few meters below the surface. It is made of massive limestone blocks, some weighing several tons, placed side by side in a near-perfect linear formation. Moment it was discovered, controversy exploded. To some, it was instantly clear this was not natural. Nature does not build straight roads. Nature does not stack stones with precision. Others argued the opposite, claiming erosion, fracturing, and natural geological processes. But the questions refused to disappear. The blocks appear cut, not broken edges or smooth corners aligned too well. Some stones even seem to sit atop others, as if layered intentionally. Marine surveys revealed the road stretches hundreds of feet and bends slightly, like it was designed to follow a planned route. This is where the legend enters. Bimini Road sits dangerously close to the Bermuda Triangle, a region already known for mystery disappearance and unexplained events. For many researchers, this could not be coincidence. Most popular theory connects the road to the lost city of Atlantis, according to ancient writings. By Plato, Atlantis was a powerful advanced civilization, one that existed thousands of years ago. Before being swallowed by the sea in a single catastrophic event, Plato described massive stone structures. Harbors, roads, canals to believers, Bimini Road. Fits perfectly. Some claim it is not a road at all, but the top of a submerged wall or the remains of a harbor, or the entrance to a much larger sunken city center. Scans around the site have revealed additional stone formations, some buried beneath, and others broken as if destroyed by immense force. Critics argue limestone naturally fractures into block-like shapes, that wave action can align stones, that humans are seeing patterns where none exist, but skeptics struggle to explain the uniformity. The scale and the placement carbon dating of nearby material has produced conflicting results. Some samples suggest extreme age, others point to natural formation though. Conclusion has satisfied everyone. Divers who visit the site often describe an unsettling feeling, a sense of standing on something ancient, something intentional. The water is clear, the light is bright, yet the atmosphere feels heavy as if history itself is submerged here. What makes Bimini Road even more mysterious is that it may not be alone. Similar formations have been reported across the Caribbean, suggesting a network, not an isolated structure. True, it would rewrite everything we know about ancient civilizations, navigation, engineering, and history, because such construction would require advanced knowledge, precision, and planning knowledge that, according to mainstream history, should not have existed at the time, and yet the stones remain silent, unmoving, unexplained. Whether Bimini Road is a natural illusion or the remains of a forgotten world, one thing is certain: something happened here, something powerful enough to erase itself from the surface of the earth, and the ocean kept the evidence as we move forward. Remember, if an entire civilization could vanish beneath the waves, what else might be hidden below? At the bottom of the world, there is a sea that almost no human has ever seen, a place locked beneath ice, darkness, and silence. A sea so hostile that even modern technology struggles to survive there. This is the Weddell Sea, located in the southern ocean along the eastern edge of Antarctica. The Weddell Sea is one of the coldest, most remote regions on Earth. For most of the year, it is sealed beneath massive sheets of ice shelves taller than skyscrapers, icebergs larger than cities. The water here is near freezing, the winds are violent, visibility is limited, and storms appear without warning. Because of these conditions, exploration is not just difficult, it is dangerous. Very few ships have ever entered the Weddell Sea, even fewer have returned with useful data. One of the most famous expeditions to attempt it was led by Ernest Shackleton. His ship Endurance became trapped in the ice, crushed slowly, and eventually destroyed. The crew survived, but the ship disappeared beneath the frozen sea for more than a century. No one knew exactly where it went until recently. Advanced sonar technology finally located the wreck, perfectly preserved on the seabed, resting in complete darkness, as if time itself had frozen. This discovery proved something terrifying. The Weddell Sea does not forget. Beneath the ice lies a world that has remained untouched for millions of years. Water so cold and dense that it sinks to the bottom of the global ocean circulation, helping drive currents that regulate Earth climate. Yet what truly makes the Weddell Sea mysterious is not just its ice, it is what lives beneath it. Despite extreme cold, crushing pressure, and total darkness, life thrives here. Creatures adapted to conditions that would kill almost anything else. Fish with antifreeze proteins in their blood, microorganisms feeding on chemicals rather than sunlight. Scientists believe entire ecosystems exist beneath the ice, hidden lakes, ice rivers, and seafloor habitats never seen by human eyes. Drilling through the ice is incredibly risky. One mistake could contaminate an ecosystem isolated for millions of years. So, most of what we know comes from indirect measurements, remote sensors, and brief robotic missions. What those instruments detect raises more questions than answers: strange heat signatures beneath the ice, unexpected chemical readings, movements where none should exist. Some scientists believe volcanic activity lies beneath the seabed. Others suspect unknown geological processes, and a few quietly admit they do not know the sheer scale of the ice above creates Pressure beyond imagination, yet the ocean below remains liquid dark and a live sound behaves strangely here. Echoes travel farther, signals distort submersibles, report navigation. Errors, unexpected currents, sudden drops in temperature. It feels like a place that does not want to be understood because of its isolation, the Weddell Sea remains one of the least studied marine environments on Earth. Logistics alone make research a nightmare. To reach it, scientists must travel to the most remote continent on the planet, then move farther still into a frozen ocean. Rescue is nearly impossible. Communication unreliable. If something goes wrong, help may never arrive, which is why so much of the Weddell Sea remains a blank space on our maps, a hidden ocean beneath ice, keeping secrets older than humanity. And as climate change slowly alters polar regions, scientists fear what may be revealed or lost before we ever truly understand it, because when ice that has sealed the ocean for millions of years begins to melt, whatever lies beneath will not stay hidden forever. There is a place on Earth so remote that no human lives anywhere near it. No cities, no islands, no ships passing by. Place surrounded by nothing but endless ocean in every direction. This place is known as Point Nemo. Point Nemo is located in the South Pacific Ocean. It holds a terrifying record. It is the farthest point on Earth from any land. The closest landmasses are thousands of kilometers away. Ducie Island to the north, Motu Nui near Easter Island to the northeast, and the frozen edge of Antarctica far to the south, all of them nearly the same distance away. To understand how isolated this place truly is, imagine this. The closest humans to Point Nemo are often not on land. They are astronauts aboard the International Space Station passing overhead below. Then lies more than 13,000 feet of water, cold, dark, and almost completely unexplored. The ocean floor beneath Point Nemo has barely been mapped. No detailed surveys, no close inspection, just rough estimates based on distant sonar. This makes Point Nemo one of the last true blank spots on the planet. The water here is eerily empty, nutrient poor, almost lifeless compared to coastal regions. And yet this emptiness makes it perfect for something else. Humanity chose this place as a graveyard. Satellites, spacecraft, and space stations reach the end of their life. They are often guided to crash into the ocean near Point Nemo. Controlled destruction, planned impact. Because no one lives here, because no ships pass through, because nothing should be disturbed. Hundreds of pieces of space debris now rest on the seabed, silent metal remnants from orbit scattered across the ocean floor. This alone gives Point Nemo an unsettling identity, a place where the sky literally falls into the sea. But that is not the most disturbing part. The pressure at these depths is immense, crushing, unforgiving. Technology struggles to survive here. Signals weaken. Navigation becomes unreliable. Exploration missions are rare, expensive, and extremely risky, which means we know almost nothing about what lives down there. If something strange existed here, something unknown, something ancient, we would not see it. And that possibility is what makes Point Nemo terrifying, because isolation does not mean empty. It means untouched. The seabed here could host species never seen, ecosystems unlike anything studied, life adapted to extreme pressure and darkness. Some researchers speculate that unknown microbial life may thrive here, feeding on chemical processes rather than sunlight. Others quietly wonder whether isolation allows relic species to survive. Creatures that disappeared elsewhere but endured here. The ocean is quiet at Point Nemo, unnaturally, so no shipping noise, no human activity. Just the sound of water moving slowly through the abyss, subtle currents, deep vibrations, unexplained acoustic signals detected by sensors, faraway signals that cannot be easily traced. There are no myths here, no legends passed down by sailors, no ancient warnings because no one ever went there long enough to create them. Point Nemo exists beyond human stories, and that may be the most disturbing thing of all. A place so distant that if something went wrong, no one would hear it, no one would see Ida. Place where the ocean truly belongs to itself. As technology improves, Point Nemo will eventually be explored. But until that day arrives, it remains one of the loneliest, darkest, and most mysterious places on Earth, because in the middle of nowhere is often where the strangest things hide. Hidden beneath permanent Arctic ice, there is a mountain range longer than most continents, a mountain range no one can see, no one can hike and almost no one has explored this, is the Gackel Ridge stretching across the floor of the Arctic Ocean from Greenland to Siberia. The Gackel Ridge is part of the longest mountain chain on Earth, the global mid-ocean ridge system. But unlike other underwater ridges, this one lies beneath thick ice, freezing water, and brutal weather. The ice above can be several meters thick, blocking light, sound, and access. Exploring this place is not just expensive, it is dangerous. Ridge lies at depths ranging from nearly 10,000 feet to more than 18,000 feet. Pressure here is immense, cold is constant. Darkness absolute. For decades, scientists believed almost nothing could live here. They were wrong. In 2001, robotic exploration revealed active hydrothermal vents along the ridge vents, releasing superheated mineral-rich water into freezing surroundings. This discovery changed everything because where hydrothermal vents exist, life follows. These vents create isolated ecosystems completely independent of sunlight. Life here feeds on chemicals, not light. Bacteria convert minerals into energy-supporting worms, crustaceans, and strange organisms found nowhere else on Earth. Some species discovered here were entirely new to science. Creatures with translucent bodies, no eyes, and metabolisms adapted to crushing pressure and extreme temperature shifts. But vents themselves raise questions. Why are they here? How active are they? And how long have they existed? The Arctic crust beneath the Gackel Ridge spreads extremely slowly. Much slower than other mid-ocean ridges. This slow movement should limit volcanic activity, yet the ridge shows signs of unexpected eruptions. In 1999, scientists detected seismic activity indicating an underwater volcanic eruption beneath the ice, one of the deepest ever recorded. No one saw it, no one filmed it, it happened unseen. Beneath kilometers of water and ice, what else happens here without witnesses? Navigation near the ridge is unreliable. Magnetic readings fluctuate. Communication signals weaken. Robotic vehicles report sudden current shifts, temperature spikes, and unexplained sensor anomalies. Some instruments failed without clear cause. The isolation of the Arctic makes rescue nearly impossible. If a mission fails, equipment is lost, sometimes forever, which is why vast sections of the Gackel Ridge remain unmapped. Scientists suspect entire vent fields remain undiscovered, each potentially hosting unique life forms. Life that could help us understand how organisms survive on icy moons like Europa or Enceladus, because conditions beneath Arctic ice resemble environments far beyond Earth. Are cold, pressurized, chemical driven. In other words, alien. The ridge may hold clues to life beyond our planet, yet we barely understand the life it hosts here. The irony is haunting. One of the most important locations for studying extreme life lies hidden where almost no one can reach, buried beneath ice, protected by distance, guarded by cold. As climate change alters Arctic ice coverage, access may increase, but that access comes with risk, disturbing ecosystems that evolved in isolation. For millions of years, the Gackel Ridge is not just a geological feature, it is a reminder that some of the most important secrets on Earth lie beneath the harshest conditions, waiting silent, alive. When most people imagine coral reefs, they think of warm tropical waters, bright sunlight, colorful fish, and shallow seas. But far to the north in freezing darkness, there is a coral reef that should not exist. This is the Greenland coral reef, hidden deep in the North Atlantic Ocean along the Greenland continental shelf. This reef lives in near freezing water, at depths ranging from almost 1,000 feet to nearly 3,000 feet. No sunlight reaches here, no warmth, no shallow water comfort, and yet life thrives. Them like tropical coral, these reefs grow slowly, painfully slowly, some sections taking thousands of years to form. Coral here is made mostly of cold water stony species, white pale, almost ghost-like. It does not rely on sunlight, feeds on nutrients drifting through dark currents. This reef creates a hidden city, a structure of arches, towers, and overhangs, providing shelter for countless species, fish, crustaceans, sponges, and organisms still unknown. What makes this reef truly mysterious is how recently it was discovered. In 2012, scientists mapping the seabeds stumbled upon it by accident. A massive coral system stretching across the ocean floor until that moment humanity did not know it existed. Think about that, an ecosystem thousands of years old, hidden in plain sight, undetected until modern sonar revealed its outline. Even now, large portions remain unexplored. The Location makes study extremely difficult. Freezing water, high pressure, unpredictable currents. Divers cannot reach it. Only robotic vehicles can, and even those missions are rare. Cold water coral ecosystems are incredibly fragile. One disturbance can destroy centuries of growth, which raises an unsettling thought. How many reefs like this exist, undiscovered? Unprotected, the Greenland coral reef challenges what we think we know about life. It proves ecosystems can flourish without light, without warmth, without visibility. Life finds a way, even in darkness, but there is more. Scientists have found species here that exists nowhere else. Organisms adapted to silence, pressure, and cold. Each expedition reveals something new and something unfamiliar yet. Funding limitations and harsh conditions mean exploration is slow. Much of the reef remains unseen, unrecorded. Ununderstood. Climate change adds urgency. Warming oceans, changing currents, and increasing human activity threaten these hidden systems. Damage could occur before we even realize what we are losing. The Greenland coral reef is not mysterious because of myths or legends. It is mysterious because it reminds us how blind we still are. Entire worlds can exist beneath us, thriving quietly for thousands of years, and we never noticed. As we continue this journey, remember, the deeper we go, the more the ocean proves that mystery is not rare, it is everywhere.